Right. So before starting the program, I was very unhappy with my work and self-care balance. I wasn't seeing as fast of results in the gym as I used to prior to starting my career. So I'd get very discouraged and find myself avoiding the gym altogether. My biggest challenge as a night shift nurse is getting enough rest. So I always use that as an excuse to not show up for myself outside of work. So after this program, I have been able to recognize the time that is most beneficial for me to work out while maintaining synchrony with my sleep schedule. So I learned that I find most motivation to work out after I've rested, and I found myself going to the gym between shifts with this program, which I never did before because it allowed me to wake up my body and have consistent energy throughout my shift. Now that I understand what works best for me, I'm so satisfied with the results, and how well balanced I feel now that I have found a successful way to care for myself.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because a lot I feel like with night shift nurses is just like they don't have the energy to go work out, because the
Absolutely not.
shifts are so draining, just working the night shift and adjusting. So like
Mhm.
the biggest thing I wanted to do and give you guys is like a blueprint to kind of um be able to get adequate rest so you still have the energy to go to the gym. And then
Right.
so with the you having more energy, did that help outside of your like just the gym and overall like self-care? Did you find like when you were out at parties you had more energy or like to
Yeah,
go
I
do more
really
things
did.
outside?
Yeah, it definitely helped me find a balance with outside of work, being able to socialize more or find more energy to just do regular day-to-day activities that I was pretty much lacking in once I started with night shifts, which is tough, but yeah, it definitely created a good balance.
Oh yeah, good. And then so initially, like what were your goals with this program? Like was there a certain problem you were wanting to fix?
So yeah, pretty much my goal was including losing body fat in problem areas. And looking back at my photos when I started, I didn't realize they're pretty much everywhere. So, virtually my arms, stomach, and legs. My problems I needed to overcome in order to reach that goal was to learn strategies on getting adequate sleep, to reduce daily fatigue, and overall increasing desire to actually get myself to the gym. My desire skyrocketed once we collaborated on sleep wake cycles that fit my schedule. And after my first month of results, I was hooked on this program.
Hell
It
yeah.
it really worked.
Yeah. I know the first 30 days is the results come pretty quick.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
once you figure out and like get in a groove, or it's pretty surprising how fast you can correct.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then so like we had worked in person before, but with you moving to Utah, this is like the first time we've worked online together,
Right.
And so with online, was there anything that you were kind of like worried about or like hesitant with starting? And kind of tell me about like your thought process with an online program.
Yeah. So I think you know this about me. Like I've never consistently stayed with a personal trainer, mostly due to my night shift schedule, but I also never like desired one-on-one or even like group workout sessions. So a lot of that could have attributed to self-doubt and holding accountability to actually show up on someone else's time. So what really interested me and what I expected with the online program is that I get a trainer that tells me what I need to do to achieve results while doing it independently and on my own time. So I can't speak for all, but us night shift nurses are tired girlies. So getting up and working out with an in-person trainer adds a socialization factor that we really had no energy for. So my expectation was that these workouts are quick with accurate results and requiring minimal distraction while in the gym. And that's exactly what I received. What I was hesitant about was starting the online program was if I actually was going to be motivated enough to do it. But what surprised me is that the app utilized with this program forced accountability, whether I liked it or not, by having me taking photos of every meal, doing daily weight check-ins, weekly measurements, and even recording completion of my scheduled workouts. Also, what was super beneficial with having a trainer, because a lot of people are like, oh, this is just someone like benefiting from money, like they don't do much. No, Zach made sure to do weekly phone calls with me to discuss what was working or not working with my workouts. And also looking at the density or balance of nutrients I would have with each meal. And it really allowed me to recognize and change habits in real time, opposed to just like putting them off and not even addressing it at all. So it was really cool. It
Hell yeah.
worked well.
Hell yeah. And so a lot of people, I think, are looking past that you did this through the holiday season.
Yeah.
So yeah. Kind of talk about like how we or how you kind of use the program's like framework to fit your to still get results through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all those.
Right. So on top of having that app, Zach created many videos on tips and strategies on how to, one, be a night shift nurse and actually do a program that would benefit you, but on top of that would give you strategies during the holidays on how you can still eat however you want on Thanksgiving or Christmas without feeling like you're totally regressing back into, bad habits. So I remember it was like the pilgrims and
Yeah,
the
forget. It was like the Pilgrims and then the I don't remember
I
it.
don't know.
Dang it.
Yeah, we have poor memory. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. This video is awesome because it pretty much breaks down like you can either do like small portions of carbs every day or do like minimal amounts of meals throughout the week so you can save up for the big meal on that holiday weekend, spending time with your families. So yeah, I actually have never had positive thoughts around the food surrounding holidays, and like this allowed me to have an actual like great opinion and good outcome with these meals that he provided. So it was very cool.
Yeah, we just basically came up with a plan,
Yeah.
and this could work for parties. Like it doesn't just have to be the holidays. It's a concept of a
Right.
birthday or I mean anything, just
Exactly.
creating a plan to where you can still live your life and get results. And then was there a deciding factor for you to like start? Because I mean, going back to the holiday thing, we started in September and then 90 days is basically you're going into the worst season.
Yeah.
So was there anything that was like, you know what, I just need to do it, or kind of what went through your mind to start?
I think the biggest thing is like practice what you preach. Like I work with people who are very sick and I'm here telling them to eat healthy, have a well-balanced meal, cut sodium out, like not completely, but well-balanced diets, doing 30 minutes of aerobic exercise. And I wasn't actually doing that for myself. So I solely started due to my unhappiness with how I was caring for my body once I started my career. I've lost so much time for myself in my adult life, and I feel many people can relate to that no matter what you do. And it caused major guilt surrounding, my personal health. So I wanted to get myself back to a place of balance that allowed me to feel great and look great without having negative thoughts or opinions towards my diet and how many hours I spent in the gym to achieve results. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you achieve those? Did you achieve those
Heck
goals?
yeah, I did.
Good.
Yes, very, very satisfied.
Did any of your like when you went back to visit family, right?
Yeah.
Did they, because you moved like a week into it, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I moved out to Utah a week into the program. So I did leave at the beginning. Um, my family, when they saw my results, they were like, I didn't even think that was you. Like when you started, like they didn't think my body looked that way. And I was like, yeah, it was pretty unbalanced. And I tried so many like fad diets and major restrictions, cutting things out, and that always caused me to regress back into unhealthy habits. And that just accumulates over time, and you never realize like how that affects your body, and the people around you don't really see it because they're around you 24/7. So yeah, when they saw the results, they were like,
Hallelujah.
but yeah.
Um, and then what's really important to me too is basically teaching clients to how to maintain results, because I
Mhm.
don't want them to be in this cycle. You know what I mean?
Right,
So do you feel like you have the necessary tools? And
I do.
granted, you do have lifetime access to that video course, but
Mhm.
do you feel like you have the necessary implications and just kind of like the know how to
Right, definitely.
maintain these results?
Yeah, those tips are definitely in my memory bank, like it, and it definitely plays into my day-to-day eating habits, and will definitely make me more conscientious of how that will play into future eating and workouts as well. So yeah.
Perfect. Great. And then is there anything that you would say to somebody who is thinking about doing this, or maybe was in your shoes before you started? Like what would be your like kind of kick in the butt to go, or your advice to them?
Absolutely do it. If I could say that 100 times, just do it. Nike on that.
Just do it, baby. Swoosh. Yeah.
If you're ever going to invest in something, I'd say invest in your health and well-being. This program definitely has improved my emotional and physical strength, and I am eternally grateful for Banded Bodies and giving me strategies to maintain a healthy mind and body while living the lifestyle that I do. There is a lot of knowledge that goes into this program, and I'm thankful for the time and effort Zach has provided with this program. So if you're looking into it, just go for it. You won't regret it ever.
Hell yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No
And
problem.
I'm glad it worked, you know.
Yeah.
um
I was
but
kind of a test dummy and it worked.
yeah. Like
I
heck
was a
yeah.
little nervous.
Yeah. But oh, fuck, I forgot my question. It popped in my mind. Um, did your boyfriend notice the changes a lot?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
then was it easy to do like with moving into your boyfriend? Because I know like some people don't have a support system and like
Right.
they don't want to eat like, oh, I don't want to do this diet with you, and it kind of
Right.
pushes
So
people
yeah,
off
I would
track.
have to say my boyfriend is on the boat of not 100% being on the same exact diet as me, but I did have a support in a sense that he would make an extra meal for me on the side, or and include the food groups necessary for me to meet in a day. Did he necessarily eat all of those? No. So I know not everyone is going to have support in that way, but the biggest thing is, just sticking to it. It can be very difficult, but also don't beat yourself up if you don't meet all of those requirements in a day. You know, fitness journeys are, you know, I forgot
Personal.
what I'm gonna say, like they're not linear. Like you definitely have ebbs and flows with your fitness journey. So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself if you're
Mhm.
not doing it every day. But if you're not at least trying, then I would definitely look further into strategies or collaborate with Zach on how you can meet those, which he does perfectly. He'll address those.
Yeah,
And
it's like kind of like level two, like
yeah,
what we talk about. It's like not every meal has to be perfect. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
Um,
And that definitely got me by, because I was always in the mindset like it is just plain ground turkey, asparagus with nothing on it, and a handful of rice, and that's not how you have to eat in order to achieve results. So
yeah. And like with you, kind of eating different food groups, like would you say it was like a huge inconvenience for you and your or you and your boyfriend to like make those separate meals, or was it like
no,
it wasn't
no.
hard?
I mean, and then we're also different in a sense that we're not together 24/7. He's a firefighter, so he can be gone 24 to 48 hours at a time. So
Mhm.
a lot of independence does land on me. So I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people can compare it to that, but Yeah, inconvenience wise, no, because we would only be having meals together maybe once or twice a week.
Right.
Other, it's like I'm just focusing on myself type thing.
Strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
Um, and then why don't you tell everybody where you work and then like what your like title is.
So I am, I guess where I work in Intermountain Healthcare, which is the primary trauma center in Southern Utah. And I am a registered nurse on the cardiovascular unit. So I take care of a
Hearts.
lot of people with sick hearts.
Nice.
And it's
Wow.
very cool.
Can you fix my broken heart?
Oh, God.
Um, but all right. I mean, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
thank you for the
yeah,
experience.
I'm glad you like your results.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, cool.